I'm very much humbled by the support that I got from my ward. It was not easy, especially with the propaganda that was circulating before the elections. But what is exciting is that the people of my ward were not happy with the recall which was done by Douglas Monzora without consulting them. As you are aware that the electorate at times goes to extremes to go and elect a representative of their choice, especially in 2018 when it was during the winter season. And someone somewhere just to sit down and write a recall letter without taking due cognizance to the fact that there were so many people involved in the election of that person. With the by-election, the people of Ward 2 came out in their numbers and elected me back into the office, and I'm very much humbled and happy at the same time that I'm back in council to finish what I had started. As you know, in 2018, I made some pledges, some promises to the people of this ward. In the 5-year period, there were some key projects which I was supposed to deliver, and some of them were at 50% level, some of them were about 80% completion, and some were about to start. So this election gives me opportunity to go back to council and try to push as I can so that we can deliver some of the promises that I had promised the residents and citizens of Ward 2. More importantly, when you are elected as a representative of the people, you need to leave a mark. My ward is one of the biggest wards in Gweru Urban, which covers about 5 suburbs, which is Athlone, Riverside, Urban Park, Greenville, Windsor Park, Kumorin, as well as surrounding farms. In Urban Park and Greenville, as well as Kumorin, there is no clinic. Since 1980, there's never been a clinic. The residents there either goes to Wawa or they will go into town. And they are the only ward who have to get into a lift to go and get medical treatment. So I promised them to put up a clinic so that at least they can access health facilities to a nearby place. And I managed to do that. Clinic is at 90% completion. I have to make sure that the clinic is operational. And the second thing that I had promised them was to build them a school. Just the same as the clinic, the ward does not have a school, especially in those areas that I've spoken about, Urban Park, Greenville and surrounding farms. So we had identified the school, a place to build the school. So I know the time is not enough for me to complete the construction of the school, but at least we have to start somewhere in terms of land preparation and probably some foundation, so that in 2023, whoever comes in would then have to take it off to complete projects that I had promised them, besides the issues to do with service delivery about water. The roads, we have got roads in some of the areas like Harmony Road, like Linkfield, as well as Kumorin. The roads have not been serviced for the past 15 years because council did not have equipment. So when I was the mayor, I had to make sure that we procure some equipment so that at least we can work on the roads. I'm happy that the grader that I purchased when I was in the office of the mayor is now there. The JCB is there, the tractor is there, the tipper, I'm told, is coming. So with this equipment, obviously, we will make sure that those roads which had not been graded for years can at the moment be graded, so that at least our residents in those areas can also access the main roads or travel. Issue of contesting as a mayor, I think what you need to do is the mayor can only be removed in office maybe through a recall, or when he is involved in issues to do with corruption, incompetence. Those are the issues that can affect the mayor to be removed in office. So I don't think that we have time for that. What we need to do is to support the man on the ball, support him, so that we can deliver. It's not a one-man band, and it's not about, it's not personal issues. It's all about the people of Gweru. So as I go back, I'm going there to complement the efforts of other councillors, including the mayor, so that Gweru we can restore the pride of Gweru to where it was. I don't think it's correct to say that I'm contesting, but I have just responded to the issue which was put to court by Gweru City Council. But what I want to explain is that the issue of the vehicle is an issue of, it's a contractual issue, which did not start with me, but there is precedence that has been happening at Gweru City Council since 2008. So what I only did was to say, Gweru City Council, stick to your resolutions. You don't have to change a resolution just because someone has left the office. In the event that you have got some second thoughts, what you just have to do is to engage the person and say, look, this is now our position. We have to do it this way. We discuss and we agree. I'm a resident and I understand. But if it becomes political, obviously every political person will have to defend himself or herself. That's the only thing which is there. Gweru City Council, if they were really genuine, they were just supposed to initiate a dialogue between me and them. Even if there was a misunderstanding on the definition of the clause, that should have been done in a manner which I think was supposed to be, not to criminalize it the way it was done, that you know, I have to be arrested because of a car, and a car which I was given by a law. So what I only said is that probably the interpretation of the term "end of his term" needs to be interpreted by someone who does not have an interest. Because if it's interpreted by someone who is also eyeing the car because he is in the office of the mayor, you know, as a person, I will feel that he is not doing any. Majority of the councillors who are there belongs to another formation, which is the Douglas Monzora formation. And we, at times, people don't see eye to eye because of their political affiliation. And those were the people now who were coming up with different conditions altogether. And to me, I thought that this was becoming political because these were my opponents, and the person who replaced me was also eyeing the vehicle at the end of his term. So you can actually tell that it turned political, and that's why I had to, you know, fight for it. But why I'm happy is just besides the hype, the storm in a teacup, the people of my ward voted for me in their numbers because they knew what kind of a councillor I am, because they know what is it that I am, and they understand you know, the situation, and they know what I achieved, what I delivered when I was in office. So this issue of the car, it was just something else which was blown out of proportion, not even looking at the resolution itself, which was done by the same council, by the same councillors who at the turn of their allegiance to Monzora, to then come up with a different you know, interpretation altogether when it comes to the resolution which they passed. And mind you are not supposed to be part and parcel of the meeting. I was not in the meeting on the day when the resolution was passed. I was not chairing the meeting. So they were not put at a corner to come up with that resolution. They agreed, and then after my recall, and after when they jumped ship from the Nelson Chamisa party to Douglas Monzora, then they decided to reverse the resolution which they done before, and that was not acceptable. And to me, it was political. It was political. This was a contractual issue. You know, when you are in a certain office and you are told that at the end of your term, this is what you are going to get, it's not criminal. It's not criminal. That's a civil thing. If in the event that there is a dispute, it has to be solved civilly, not the way it was done. It was blown out of proportion, that this person from this party is running away with a car. This is, you know, criminal and all that kind of a thing. And if you look at those people who were pushing the whole issue, were other, you know, people from other political formations, and they just wanted to make sure that it affects me when it comes to the issue of the by-elections. And as you know, in council, I was the only person who was recalled because of my not association, because I belong to Tripus was You know, they had to take me to the police. They had to then do a civil application and all that, which was not even necessary. But we are finding each other so that we can solve this issue amicably. And one thing that you must understand is that if it's a contractual issue, Gweru City Council is a legal persona. It can sue and it can be sued. And there's nothing wrong in that. You know, its employees can also sue Gweru City Council if they feel that there is an injustice that is taking place, including management or the shop floor workers. So there was nothing wrong in me to seek redress because Gweru City Council is a legal persona. But I'm happy that the issue is being solved in a civilized and in a manner that is apolitical but civil, so that we move forward together. That at last some people are beginning to see sense out of it, that this issue was just blown out of proportion, but otherwise it was not supposed to be like that. The whole country, be it ministers, be it members of parliament, it happens that when they leave office, obviously, they will have to purchase the vehicles that they were using at book value. And council had made a decision to that effect. If they wanted to change the resolution, they should have changed it whilst I was still in the office of the mayor. But even though if they decided to change it, they could have just engaged me to say, please, let's come and discuss. I think council have got a change of heart, and there was no problem to that. And I never had a challenge with that. But only what I could not only take was for my political opponents to then try to take advantage of the car issue so that they can tarnish my image. And that one I said, no, we cannot do that. Well, firstly, my relationship with the current mayor will be that of business, cordial relationship. We are not friends, we enemies, but when we are in council, we have to do the business of the day. And the business is to do the best that we can to deliver quality service to the people of Gweru. And that's all what I will be trying to do, push from wherever angle I am to make sure that we improve the quality of service. From my party, Triple C, we can serve from any office. Remember, being a mayor is not a profession where you then say, if I am not a mayor, I will not serve. I can serve from any position. And for now, the people of Ward 2 have re-elected me as a councillor, and all what I'm going to try to do is to make sure that I represent them. I work for them in terms of trying to give them what they expect from the local authority. Corruption. Obviously, Gweru City Council, we had already started the talk that we don't expect issues of corruption to take place. And as you know, that some people were nabbed by ZAC and some were suspended due to issues of corruption. But above all, when you operate in a local authority, it's not personal. What you do is you put systems in place, systems that will make sure that there will not be any corruption. So I will be a watchdog to make sure that whatever decisions are made in council are decisions that are within the confines of the law. And every employee, every office bearer of council has to make sure that during his operational times, they need to adhere to the Urban Councils Act and all the supporting acts so that the issues of corruption are dealt with. And definitely I want to assure you that we will not tolerate corruption. And I think most of the councillors, and including the sitting mayor, will not want his name to be soiled by just letting people be corrupt during his time.